Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, TGIF. What a week. What a week. Thanks for tuning in. We're live. It's 8 o'clock, just before 8 o'clock. Actually, I just realized I think I'm a little bit early. My watch is a little bit fast, but we're here. We're live. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you're watching on the replay, thank you. But if you want to join us live, you can catch us live Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock to about 8:45. Although we can get going a little bit longer. I've been known to ramble on a little bit towards the end if the comments keep coming. So that was yesterday when the stream did go on a little bit longer yesterday, but it was awesome. Everybody that is joining live, always appreciated. Makes my morning go well. I think especially maybe on days like today, and I think as the coffee crew rolls in, Candace said it right a few days ago on the stream. Hell Week was, I guess, the best, and that's a good description of that. So as you're rolling in here, don't forget to say good morning. Hopefully you have a cup of coffee. I think we're gonna need a lot. I'm gonna need a lot of coffee today. And don't forget to say hi. And if you're tuning in for the first time on the live, don't be afraid. We talk about our TFSAs. We talk about how, today we're going to talk about probably how terrible our investments are doing today, but that's okay. We're here. We're here to have a good time otherwise. And that's the coffee crew rolls in. Candace, always first. Candace, you even beat me to the stream. And I run the thing. And I always tune in, and there's usually Candace there. Very rarely does she get beat to the stream. If someone can do it for next week, for the week, I will. I said it last time. I think it was Paul that was trying. I don't know if Paul's here today. Hasn't said hi yet, but I think Paul was trying. Had a few days, beat Candace. But if someone can do it all week, I'll buy you a month. I'll buy you a channel membership. That's kind of the contest. And MC, always good to have you here. Always good, always good. Hopefully you're doing well. And Stan, the regular crew is rolling in, which is awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Stan, on a Friday. Good morning, Rod. Good morning. Haven't seen you for a bit. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it does look like an ugly. It's been kind of an ugly week. Hell Week, as we'll call it Hell Week. I should have titled this live stream Hell Week, ending Hell Week. As per Candace, which I think she kind of nailed that on there. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you're able to, if there's something that you're looking at, I know everything is on sale. That is for sure. But nothing for me. I'm just doing my regular thing. I'm gonna put my deposit in on Monday, do my regular buy. That's it for now. And Nadia, channel member, welcome. TGIF. Yeah, TGIF. We'll get through the week. We'll get through the week. And Chad, good to have you back. Nice to see you here. Yeah, I think you kind of did mention that, didn't you? Kind of mentioned March was going to be kind of ugly. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Dank Magic channel member, welcome. Awesome. I'll see all these channel members showing up for the live stream. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. And you got your special emojis there on the thing. You get your coffee mug and you get your boss. You get your boss mug as emoji. And Paul won 2 days. So yeah, it's just 3 more to go. It's hard, tough to beat Candace. That's for sure. She has the advantage of being a day trader, being trading every day, and probably is on sitting in front of your computer. I'm going to guess at, it's 6:30 my time, when easier for people that are back east to catch the market open, that's for sure. But if it's 6:30 my time, 9:30 her time, so got to wake up a little bit earlier. But I'm not sure, Paul, where you are. I can't remember where you are from, and if you're on the west coast, it's early. It's early. And yeah, we can kind of bring that up. I think a little bit. MC, that was the big thing. The bank down in the States, SV tongue twister, SVB Financial Group. Not pretty ugly down there, and it's definitely spooking markets and kind of everything. Abigail, good to have you here. Happy Friday. That's awesome. And Chad's in Saskatchewan, 10 a.m. So not too bad. And Candace, I missed your ChatGPT joke, and these are getting terrible, but they're good. ChatGPT joke of the day. What do you call a shout with a window? A computer scream. I think a lot of people today, Candace, woke up and probably shouted at their computer screen, maybe if they're checking things out, which will bring up. I know Find my tab here. There it is. This came to mind with SVP. I'm going to say SVP all the time. SVB. MC. This made me remember your email that you had sent me, and we can show the fear and greed. It's gone down there. So this is literally like been going down all morning as I've been watching it. We were kind of in the mid mark of fear. Now we've tapped into extreme fear. That I think this sums it up pretty good on what the heck is happening. So there we go. Definitely. Some fear out there in the market, but it's let's pull up one sec here. There we go. Yeah, it was Silvergate as well. It's chapter 11, so not a good day, not a good kind of few days for banks. I've been kind of reading a bunch of stuff on Twitter, and I know SVB, I'll say it. They were trading down about 60% in pre-market or something like that. I saw it on. I was kind of scrolling through Twitter, and I saw it and kind of looked at it, and then it's obviously halted now. They're obviously looking for capital, looking for a buyer or something down there in the States. So interesting times. Essentially, what happens when there's a bank run? Essentially, it'll be interesting. An interesting day for sure. To see what kind of happens with all that down in the States, and how much other financial institutions are affected. And I think we're probably seeing that, and that's exactly it. Yeah, they were trying to raise capital. That, from what I read, has failed, and now they're looking for a buyer. Yep. So kind of I'll be watching kind of what happens with that in Twitter. I guess the big kind of worry is where people are, worried about other financial institutions down in the States, possibly, and everywhere. I think we're probably seeing it. I haven't looked at too much on what's happening with the Canadian banks. I'm going to assume they're probably probably a lot are probably not doing that great today, just because of the somewhat of a relationship. But it's hard to know what the heck is going to happen. And one sec here. Lots of comments rolling in. Uh, 30 on the VIX. Anytime soon. We're currently at VIX 20. Wouldn't be surprised if we hit 30. Okay, we'll see. Let's just see. Yeah, it's kind of weird out there so far. Oh yeah, I was looking at that briefly this morning, Candace, too, for the green, and it was a Tesla yield. I don't own Canadian National Railway, but yeah, kind of an ugly day. I think I'm in the same probably the same boat. Tesla's probably up a little bit. Obviously, if Tesla yield is up, I'm going to assume that the Tesla stock is probably up. But the rest, probably not so good. I know the one that I know. Oops, sorry. So many comments coming in, catching up as they pop up, and going to be lots of red today. So we'll see. And Tourlamine, is it Tourlamine? I think that's how you pronounce it. They are in the green too. We could, who knows? These are the kind of days where you don't. I think, you can look at that. You can look at it and have you get that sinking feeling in your throat, and you go, "What the heck is happening?" But I think the best thing to do for me, but for me is just step back, not panic. And if again, I think Chad, like Chad had mentioned here, I think I missed his comment. Where did it go? When people are greedy, when people are greedy, be fearful. When people are fearful, be greedy. Take that. If you're able to see some opportunity that you're wanting to, obviously average down a cost on something, or and go with that. It's definitely it can be hard to do kind of do anything and not panic, but try not to panic. I'm always kind of a glass half. You try and take a bit of a positive, but we'll have to see. Tourlamine, TOU. I think I was right. Yeah. Tourlamine. Tesla, yeah, Tesla is a little bit, but overall it is still down. Oh, from their split, yeah. If it is, yeah, not from when I bought into it. I'm actually doing okay on Tesla, which is a change for my portfolio. That'll be one I'm holding for a while. It's yeah, but it's definitely a volatile one to kind of, if you watch all the time, it'll drive you crazy. But obviously, I'm not day trading it in my TFSA, obviously. So just if I can get some opportunity, I kind of wish sometimes when things are down, you just don't always have money to put into it. I budgeted what I've budgeted, and you know that's what I carry on. I'm sticking really with my guns this year, with what I'm putting in, and what I'm buying. That's kind of not going to necessarily change that much. There is a few positions that I do kind of want to build up a little bit, but that's with if there's any kind of extra after the fact. But for me, again, just sticking with those couple of ETFs that I want to try and build up. And then if there is opportunity when I have extra money, it's see if I can do it, but nothing yet. Anyways, so back onto news. If anybody has any else, I mean, we're always talking about SVSVB is a big one, but we also have the part of Hell Week. We're still going to call it Hell Week. We had jobs from both U.S. and Canada come out, still strong. Canada, it slowed a little bit from February. February was that massive one. We had that other massive one, but we added in February. We added 22,000 jobs, according to Statistics Canada. The consensus was 10,000, so we're above. But the prior 2 months was close to 220,000 jobs. So definitely kind of down. This will be interesting to see what happens. I don't know if this is necessarily going to be enough to, they always say the Bank of Canada will continue to stress that it may need to raise interest rates further. I think they're going to keep stressing that as much as possible. But whether they actually do anything, it's hard to really know. It's as we're seeing with what's happening down in the States with financial institutions, and it's just so much happening. It's really hard to predict kind of anything what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna do their best to try and pause for as long as possible, but we'll have to see. We'll have to definitely see what's going on in the future. And as we see everything kind of change week to week, which is so much stuff kind of moving fast. And then again in the states had job reports today. So they've added 311,000 jobs, and but their unemployment rose a touch. So that's, kind of, I think, possibly a good thing for rates. Rose to 3.6 from the 53-year low of 3.4. So more Americans are searching for work, but obviously not all of them found jobs. But the average monthly, it's still up, but it's kind of down. The average monthly gain from October through December was 284,000. So they're above that. But the average has kind of gone up in the last few months. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what pans out. I was reading a tweet, the market kind of predicting American U.S. rates, Fed rates, a 66% chance of a 25 basis points increase. That was kind of what was pricing right now. So we'll have to see. Chad, good question. Does anybody hold ACT Enduro Clean Technologies? I don't, obviously. Someone maybe does. Let's pull that one up and to see. ACT Enduro. And what do they do? ACD Enduro Clean Tech. Water-based chemical recycling. Interesting. Turns waste. Yeah, I don't know. Turns waste. What? So do they turn waste into hydro? Interesting. Recover plastic, recycling. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that one, Chad. We can definitely add that one to the watch list if you want. But I do not. I've never heard of them. So let's watch. We'll add those. There we go. Uh, 50 basis points seemed like it was becoming a popular belief based on the talks this week. Yeah, that's kind of where it was, but then someone, it was, I forget who, you see the tweets always kind of happen, but I forget how it's kind of getting the odds are kind of, I guess, maybe going down. I don't know. This could obviously change change by, like, it's almost like it could change by 2 o'clock this afternoon when the market, by the time, it's really hard to know. That was, I think, kind of the going prediction, 50 basis points, down this, I think we're talking about the States, but it's hard to really know what the heck is going to happen. We'll know when we'll know. I think we'll know closer kind of to it. We'll kind of see. But yeah, interesting times. And I'm not sure stats what you're talking about. 86. I'm not sure what you have to kind of clarify that, Chad. According to what stats? 86% mislead or are wrong. I'm not sure if that's maybe the basis points, Chad. I am not sure. That's a very good question. Can the Bank of Canada really pause with hot employment still? I don't know. You know what? I think MC. I think they're going to try to as long as possible. I don't know whether this. I don't know whether the jobs was enough. Like adding the jobs we had. I don't know if it was necessarily enough to maybe tip it in that direction. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. What will happen with that. I think they'd like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's enough. We'll have to maybe see what kind of keeps transpiring, but yeah, if they do, I mean, maybe we will just get that one little bit of reprieve. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Every company, yeah, you are seeing lots of layoffs still, especially in tech. You kind of see the headlines with stuff happening. I saw also something was talking about possibly GM laying off more into management. I think some salary type positions. But again, you have to be careful what you read and stuff on social media and Twitter. Sometimes you see these and you have to really dig into it to find out if it's actually true. So you can see these headlines, but it doesn't always mean they're actually happening. You want to. That's the hard part about, especially with Twitter, because it moves so quickly with news, and it's easy to get kind of sometimes the wrong information. Okay, so it's similar to Cello. They turn 4 different plastics, but they use plastics. Okay, not like waste, other types of waste, into biodiesel and oil. Interesting. I always find these, I mean, obviously penny stocks. Get my phone ringing here and getting so much spam. Penny stocks. I mean, obviously be careful with, but the companies, there's a lot of technology and companies that I find pretty interesting actually to kind of look into and see what they're trying to do. The hopes is obviously they end up ultimately can do it, and that's the first thing, and then B, hopefully at that point get bought out by somebody bigger, and maybe make some money. So they're out in Sarnia, Ontario. Shell backs them, patent technology running a test project in Switzerland. Okay, interesting. I've got it bookmarked there. I'll kind of check it out. Not that I wanted to get into any other penny stock necessarily, but it's always kind of fun to check out if you have some extra, if you have a little bit of I want to say gambling money. It's kind of what it is. It might be something to look at, but obviously never any kind of financial advice for anybody. But research it if you're interested in them. Yeah. Tech is small percentage of the. Yeah, it is. Tech is small in the big picture, right? Because it's obviously technology, and they don't need as many people. And most people getting laid off are getting rehired by non-tech companies hiring for tech. Yeah, tech. I mean, this is the thing with tech. With tech as well. Like I know from work dealing with customers and stuff that are in the tech industry, they move around a lot. They definitely do move around a lot from firm to firm, and from a lot of them do different startups, and they get into it and then they get out. They do a lot of contract work, that kind of stuff. So there's always kind of a job. It's whether they want to, where they want to kind of, and obviously a lot of it's remote. They can work. So it's just a matter of finding the right contract that they kind of almost kind of want to do. So there is jobs out there for sure if they really want to find something. But I don't think. They definitely move around in terms of contract times. And yeah, that's headlines, right? Headlines fear mongering, especially tech lives. Yeah, and that's what the news they want you to get. They want you to click on it, and it's doom and gloom. But yeah, if they start to hit all different sectors, that's for sure. That's when you have to start to kind of look at it a bit deeper. If it starts affecting, other industries for sure. And the tech, that's the thing. We see Facebook layoffs. We see, Twitter, when Elon took over Twitter, got rid of a bunch of people. But it's always the news headlines. Good call. Yeah. And there you go. So if you do look into it, yeah, they do still have more than 2020. That's true. That's true. So don't panic. Relax. Don't panic on days like today, I guess. for that. I'm just gonna scroll back, make sure I think I got most of the comments. These are always good. I'm trying to find if I saw that. I'm just going to see, because I did see something with GM, but maybe not. Yeah, there it goes. Hold on here. Okay, they're offering. Oh, here. Let me pull this up. This is what I saw. GM, they're offering voluntary buyouts for U.S. salary workers. So trying to get people to obviously buy the buyout voluntary program if you're eligible, retire early, and they're offering packages trying to save $2 billion in cost savings. So, and that's what we're seeing, right? Like a lot of people retiring, definitely retiring, and that's I think where the jobs are coming from, because people are retiring and they can't get enough people to fill these positions, right? And Steve, welcome. Oh, well, simple question. Good call. Welcome to the stream. That is a very good question. When adding a bank account, and I have to remember back. So when adding a bank account, do they ask for a bank card number and a PIN? No, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've linked my bank account. You just have to log in with your regular, it's gonna ask for a password, but it kind of logs in. You kind of log in through I think it's through a third party, and it should be the same way. And you log in. You're basically kind of logging into your regular financial institution to link the account through Wealthsimple. So you don't need a bank card number, but you do need to have online access. You would log in the same way. So I guess, yeah. So technically, you would need a bank card number, or however you log into your regular bank. But it's not the same. The PIN isn't the same as your card PIN. It would be your password to put in for your online banking. So hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully your password isn't the same as your PIN. You should always have it different. hopefully that helps. If that's changed, let me know if anybody's done it recently. But that's how it's always done before. It was pretty simple process to walk through and link your account. Just the one thing to be careful with is if you have multiple accounts like say you have a multiple account at your bank, like a checking account, a savings account, and something else. You might not want to link them all, not because you might not want to. It's just if you're not going to be transferring money from those accounts, you might not want to link it. Just because I've made the mistake, is I linked up one of my accounts, or linked up all my accounts, and then it was an account that I'd use for savings. So but then I would eventually move it out of there. And what I did stupidly is made a deposit. This is years ago. I learned my lesson. You make a deposit, but then what happened was I didn't have any money in there, so I got a stupid NSF fee because I didn't choose the right account when I was doing my Wealthsimple deposit. So lesson learned. I moved that account out because it was just kind of a dormant account. So be careful with that. That's the only kind of recommendation I have. Yeah, employment can turn very quickly. It can. Yeah, liquidity breaks. Lending is totally dried up. Bad for jobs. Yeah, it is definitely tightening. 2008. Yeah, I mean that was kind of 2008 was before I was really kind of into investing. But looking back, kind of looking at what the heck was happening, it was an ugly time. And I know from 2008 in terms of work-wise, there was I mean I was fortunate enough to always be working at the time, but I know there was times when the hours were shifted and stuff was cut for sure. And some people where I was were laid off. Some of the more junior, less senior people. And kind of restructured, and that kind of stuff happened. Yeah. And where you worked, we sat around for months doing nothing, waiting to be laid off. Businesses slowed down so fast, there was no lending or liquidity. Yeah, that was kind of where, like, a lot of it was. I mean, I wouldn't sit around doing nothing, but there was. I was at a hotel at the time, and they obviously, like, business travel stopped. Things like conferences stopped. Banquet stopped, so there was some time. Like, definitely, it's like you were sitting around twiddling your thumbs. So you kind of knew, that you were there, but you could get the idea. And then there was a couple of restaurants in the hotel, and then one of them they ended up it was open for lunch and dinner. Then they ended up closing it for lunch because it wasn't, obviously, because a lot of the lunch coming in was the business crowd. They kind of dried up, so lunch is closed, and then ultimately the whole restaurant closed, and then just had one all day restaurant at the hotel. So none of the more fine dining, fancy restaurant at the time. But yeah, it was kind of an ugly couple years. It took a while to kind of recover. That's for sure. Steve, perfect. Hopefully that works. If you're new to Wealthsimple, welcome, I guess. Hopefully you hopefully have a good experience. I mean, I think a lot of the people that are watching the stream have Wealthsimple. I do. So if you have other questions, by all means, try and answer them. Their help stuff is also pretty good too. I found I've had to contact them. Like, their chat is pretty good. Even if you're stumped with something, I know you can do the online chat through their website and stuff. Pretty helpful. Figured out how to do something, because sometimes I know their app isn't sometimes the app, because they've combined everything, which again I'm not happy about. I like the old Invest app to have it separate, but they've combined kind of everything now, and stuff's in kind of weird places, and sometimes it's hard to find. And I've had to contact the chat because I was at one point trying to send a Interac e-transfer, and it got hung up, and it wouldn't send or receive and stuff, and I've had to figure out how to cancel it, and they walked me through it. It was actually pretty simple. I just had missed looking at a certain spot. But so if you need help, they're pretty good to reach out to, I found anyways. And welcome to the channel. Oh, okay. So you're using Quest Trade. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you're buying Canadian stocks in Wealthsimple, it is free. It is free, which is free is good. Free is good. Yeah, I saw that too, actually. They're doing for people that are they're black, I guess it is, have over $100,000 invested combined across their products. They're giving 4% interest, which is pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. They do also have that's actually pretty good for the Cash App because they're not going to take any fees off of it. They do also have, though, MC. It's on their invest side, but you could literally just do this yourself on the self-directed side. Is they do have they call their high interest savings account. It's on their invest. You'll see it actually in the app, and you click it. It'll go in the invest side, but they invest in PSA. That's kind of what it is. So whatever the PSA is paying right now, I think it's 4.59, 4.8. It's a little bit more, but again, they're going to take their fee off there, right? That's the only thing. So you're kind of using them to buy. If you're on the invest side, it's using them to buy PSA, and they will take their whatever management fee level you have with them on the invest side. They'll take that off every month. But I mean, it's a little bit. It's not like it's a huge fee, but also too, they'll automatically reinvest as the dividends come in. They're going to reinvest it for you, so you don't have to necessarily pay attention. Where if it's on your self-directed, you have to do that yourself, obviously, and do that way. I don't think stuff MC. I think the $100,000 only counts. I could be completely wrong, but I think that only counts if it's on the the non-self-directed side. I could be wrong. Usually they give kind of perks for that kind of perks for people that are using their managed side, because they're going to make a fee, right? But I could be wrong on this case. I saw someone post about that, so I should do some digging. If I see if someone, I'm sure they sent out emails or something like that. So I'll maybe dig up on Reddit or something like that if I can find something. But not bad either way. Not bad. I don't know what they pay regular. I think it's 3%, 2%, 3% on the cash. I don't really use their cash app. But pretty good. And I guess that will fluctuate, obviously, with what Prime REIT does. I guess they're looking for deposits. On that note, on invest side, I had an email, and it's because I am in the Wealthsimple venture fund with a deposit, the minimum I put in there. It's starting to get invested now. So I had an email come through. I'll have to do a video. I will do a video to kind of update it, but it kind of really breaks down kind of where it's going, what percentage. As of right now, sneak peek for the live stream, just 4% of the capital has been taken to put into the investment. As well, 4 or 5 venture capital firms that they're putting it into. So it'll be interesting. That one's an interesting thing. And as it's sitting, basically what happens is it's still sitting in a high interest U.S. savings account. Hopefully not in SVB. But no, I think it's still sitting in the PSU, and they'll pay interest quarterly for anything that's not invested. So happy with it so far. It's actually, with the way the U.S. dollar has been quite strong, it's actually been doing okay. We'll see what happens in the next. Obviously, I think I have time on my side for this 10 years or so. So is what they're saying, but we'll have to see what pans out of that one. It's kind of fun, kind of interesting, something different type of investment. So looking forward to that one. I will get an update out for that one. I haven't done that one in about a month, so kind of just do monthly updates with that. In terms of the portfolio, I did do I haven't done an update. I'll do one over the weekend. It's not going to be a fun one. Obviously, getting over Hell Week, it's going to be in the red quite heavily again, which is unfortunate. But that's the breaks. So I will get the regular portfolio update, and again, as always, channel members to get it a day ahead. So it will be kind of released the day after. So the channel any channel member can kind of watch it early, but then everybody else gets it after, so you don't miss a thing. Yes, it's going to be. This is the thing. It's going to. I mean, contagion's a terrible word to use, but that's kind of what you're looking at. What's going to happen, right? Like, how much is it going to overflow into other things? I mean, because we kind of saw it with what happened with crypto back in November with FTX and all the these different house, these different things start to fall because of the same thing. So it will be interesting to see if it does have effect on these smaller cap companies. Because from my understanding, SVB Bank did a lot of loans for like startups and stuff like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's hard to know. Banking's so different. Well, it's obviously got similarities, but there's so many different banks, and more so banks in the States than, as you say here, like, regional banks, that kind of stuff in the States than there is in Canada. But yeah, is it the start of something broader? It's hard to know. It just takes a little bit, right, for people to start to go, I want to get my money out of this and put it somewhere else. So, and if they don't have the capital, they have to get it, or they have to sell. The big thing with SVB, from my understanding, was they had to sell. You get a bank run, and all their funds were locked up in bonds, so they had to sell everything, and they have to sell everything at a loss to be able to fund the withdrawals, and that's where it got ugly. So yeah, they fund startups, Silicon Valley VC startup funding. That was their kind of main focus. So, and that's how you can, if people are taking more money out than putting in, it doesn't work. There's only so much money they have. And if you actually look into it, it can be kind of, not to be doom and gloom and everything, but if you actually look into it, if people start, I mean, it could happen here, if people lose faith in one financial institution, and all of a sudden, and want to move it, it could get ugly pretty quickly. It could. And it did. That's right. Exactly. It did happen. Home Capital. Buffett came in. That's right. He did do quite well on that one at the time. That was the whole thing with Home Trust. They were making bad loans and stuff. And it's interesting. It's interesting times that we live in. And Chad, good call. That's for the Cash App with Wealthsimple. Good call. So if you deposit your paycheck of $500 and over, you earn 3%. Okay, that's how it works. 1% normally. If you do your paycheck, it's 3%. If it's normally just 1%. Okay. Down the road, they're going to offer mortgages. That'd be interesting to see what they're going to do with that. Yeah. That is a good movie. Too Big to Fail was good. I should rewatch that one. I rewatched MC a couple weeks ago. I rewatched The Big Short, which is good as well. And I should watch Too Big to Fail again. Good call. I'll have to see if I don't know if it's on Netflix, but that'd be a good one to rent. I think it was, I forget who. What was this that narrated it? Matt Damon. Was it Matt Damon? I think so. That's a good one. Whatchamacallit's also a good movie, and I think it's on Netflix as well. Margin Call is a good movie. Obviously, based. It's not a documentary, but based on that, much like Big Short. That was a good one to watch too. Yeah, I think if you start to really learn and look at what the banking and financials market is really like, I think most people don't necessarily understand it. I'm just tipping the iceberg a little bit in terms of my knowledge, but it almost makes you. Oh, that's what it was. Inside Job. You're right. That's right. I'm confusing the two. Who did? That's what I'm thinking. Oh, Too Big to Fail a movie? Then it was. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm mixing the two. Um, I'm mixing the. I'm mixing. I was mixing the two. The two up. Mixing the two up. I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen. No, I have seen Too Big to Fail. That's what I was. Is that what I'm thinking? Margin call. Anyways, I will watch it because I don't think I've seen Too Big to Fail. Too Big to Fail. Glimpse inside the jury. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna bookmark. I think I've seen it. I'm just looking at it right now, but I will watch it. I will try and find that. Some good weekend watching. There was a good MC. There's a good podcast that you might be interested in. It was. And Too Big to Fail. Okay, I must not have seen. Too Big to Fail. Then I'm gonna watch it. It's bookmarked. MC, a good podcast you might want to watch it's on the podcast What Bitcoin Did. It is the one. They did a podcast interview with someone that was working with the in the States it's the FDIC, right? I think that it is for the insurance for banks, and it was someone that was working at the FDIC that was in charge, and part of the with FDIC, and it was what is it Wachovia or Washington Mutual, one of the banks that had failed, and they had some. I'm going to find it because it was a really good interview. Kind of interesting to hear what was kind of happening on that. I'll post it in the chat. Give me one sec here. It was. I will find it. Oh, there we go. I will share this link. He was this guy here was his name is Jason Brett. He was a former FDIC regulator who worked in the 2008 global financial crisis, and he talks about. Sorry, it was Indy Mac was the bank. So interesting interview. You would probably find that interesting, MC, for some reading. And it's about an hour almost an hour and a half. So it's kind of getting up there in time, but it was definitely worth checking out. I might actually watch that one again. That was a good one. So you can check that out. So I've got weekend watching now. I'll track down Too Big to Fail. There we go. So we're coming up on 8:45, everybody. Always appreciated. This is great. Had a good. We always have a good conversation on the stream. If you haven't already, if you're watching, hit the like button. Always appreciated to hit the like button. Helps the channel out. If you're not subscribed, if you're watching, check out that you're subscribed to the channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It'd be great to have you join on. I'm gonna need a bigger popcorn bowl. I know it's funny. I make popcorn popcorn's my thing, Candace. I make it almost every night. I don't buy bags of chips and stuff like that because I try and avoid the salt, and I just make popcorn, and I put a little bit of salt on it. That's it. Well, butter, of course, but I can control how much salt goes in. And it's not, and me being frugal, you can buy a big bag of popcorn and it lasts you longer than a bag of chips costs you. Bag of chips is like $5-6 almost now. It's crazy. So being frugal, and then to boot on popcorn, I had a hot air popper. I used it so much I broke it. So now I just use. I do it the old school. I do it the old school way. I'd make it on the stove because I'm too. I won't say cheap, but I'm too I don't see the point. I make some good bowl of popcorn in the on the stove using the pot, the old school way, and I'd save money by not having to buy a new a new popcorn popper that's going to break. The stove will always work, and the pot will always pop. And yeah, you pay, yeah, chips. I like popcorn. You know what I really do like, Candace, though, and I always see it. But the problem is, if I buy it, I'll eat the entire bag. Is that Smart Food, like that cheese popcorn? I love that. It's the best. I could eat that. You feel awful after you ate it. It's not smart for you at all, and it's like, if the problem is, if you buy a bag of it, I'll eat the entire thing. I'll eat it. I'll eat some. I'll leave it. I'll wrap it up and I'll go put it away. And then literally 10 minutes later, I'll get up and then kind of walk to the cupboard, grab it, and I'll eat the rest. Like, it's just, so I can't buy that stuff. So, and then the next morning you feel awful from eating too many chips. Good call, MC. I'm gonna if anyone watch PBS Frontline, but they're releasing an episode on 0% interest and what it's done for the system. There's a trailer out for the episode on YouTube. Interesting. I'm gonna have to check that one out too. Let me just quickly let me just see if there's that. Oh, this looks good. Age of Money trailer. I'm gonna watch this after the live stream. MC, good call. The Age of Easy Money. That sounds really interesting. When's that coming out? Doesn't say. Maybe it'll say on there. Okay. Now I've got lots to look at and watch. I'm gonna watch that one. Try and find that other movie, and I'll watch this preview of PBS Frontline after this stream ends. Awesome. Some good watching for everybody. That's good. I'll put the preview. Here's the preview I found. Hold on. I'll put the preview in the chat so people can see it. That's the preview from MC. Awesome. Good find on this stuff. Age of Easy Money trailer. So we'll have to figure out when that actually gets released. People can kind of check that out after, if they want to watch it after the stream goes. It's awesome. I saw a billboard for that. Is anyone going to try the McChicken? It actually looks good. I haven't had anything McDonald's for ages and ages, other than maybe on a road trip I'll grab a coffee at McDonald's. But I saw a big billboard for that McChicken Big Mac. It's like a thin McChicken patty on a Big Mac. It actually looks pretty good. I'm going to guarantee it probably doesn't fill you up. You'll probably be hungry right after and disappointed, but it might be something to try. I can't remember the last time I had actually McDonald's. Maybe on a road trip. I think I had an egg sandwich, McMuffin, but I never really go to McDonald's to eat. And that's the billboard. It does. So it's Big Mac sauce with a McChicken. It might be good. I have to try it. You know what, MC? You try it. Is it out yet? If it's out, go on the weekend. Report back on Monday if it's worth it. I'd be interested to see how much it costs now. It'll end up costing a fortune, like everything else. Always expensive for fast food. Fast food used to be cheap. Now fast food's pricey for what you get, and you feel hungry after, and it doesn't fill you up, and it's, I don't know, kind of not good for you. Although McDonald's fries are good. Can't beat their fries. So anyways, coming up at 8 towards the end of the hour here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's always appreciated. We got through the there you go. Yeah, if it is $8, it probably is $8. If you complain if it doesn't taste good, probably not. If you've eaten half of it, not good. Thanks for helping everybody. Always good with the comments. Do appreciate it. It makes you know what? Having everybody, the coffee crew, join in, having these conversations, it helps out with the Hell Week. It was Hell Week, but we got through it. We'll be back on Monday for another live stream. I will get that posted at some point over the weekend, so you can set the notification, get notified. We'll be back on Monday. Hopefully, maybe Monday will be over the hell, and we'll get a bit of reprieve. It's hard to know what's happening, but it's always good to have everybody join on. We can experience. We experience Hell Week together. Always appreciate it. So, Candace, thank you. Have a great weekend. MC, have a great weekend. And everybody else watching, thanks so much. And we will catch you all on Monday.